C, and D qualifiers for tonight's championship session. This afternoon, we'll have our afternoon distance freestyle, 7 heats of the women's 800-meter freestyle, and 5 heats of the men's 1,500-meter freestyle. That is a 3:29 start time. We are just over a minute out from the start of competition. Event number 1 will be the women's 200-meter butterfly. I'll turn it over to your women's event PA announcer, Kevin Cargill. I'm Michael Porpat. I'll be back for the men's events. Enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Michael. Just moments away from our first splash of these national championships, women's 200-meter butterfly, 7 heats this morning. World record of 2:01.81, owned by Lu Jie of China. Reagan Smith set the U.S. Open and American record earlier this year at a 2:03.87, and these national championships records a 2:05.85, owned by Sun Devil Haley Flickener. Heat 1. The first race of the 2023 Phillips 66 National Championships in the water, Heat 1 of the women's 200 butterfly. Claire Watson of Bellevue Swim Club, or Club Swim Team, excuse me, in lane 3. Sam Barron of ILY YMCA Cavalier in 4, and Megan Toole, the University of Notre Dame, is in lane 5. Dual out in a 30.53, leading the way after 50 meters, 700ths ahead of Claire Watson in lane 3. Dual still in the lead, 105.42. Watson a 105.61 out in the front 100. Here's how the morning's going to work. We'll swim all of our heats in each event. Briefly pause to take a look at our A, B, and C finals. There is a D final, but it takes just a little bit more admin than we have time for when we're scrolling those results. So we need all of our swimmers to make sure and take a close look at those results. Check in with Clerk of Course to see if you are indeed in that D final, should you expect to be, or even if you don't expect to be. Keep an eye on all results as the week progresses. As this Heat 1 progresses, Dual still in the lead, 0.4 of a second ahead of Claire Watson. Watson in 3, Dual in 5. Dual seated with a yards time of 156.17. And at the final touch, making the pass on the final 50 with a 35.54 final split. Our top time of our first heat is a 2:17.53, owned by Claire Watson. Heat 2. Heat 2 of the women's 200 butterfly in the water. Martina Perroni of Duke University in 2. Kira Summerstadt of Ohio State in lane 3. Mia Abruzzo of Plymouth Whitemarsh in lane 4. Caroline Shebley of Wolfpack Elite in 5. Olivia Thiel of Aggie Swim Club in 6. And Avery Bargeron of Auburn University in lane 7. Thiel in lane 6 out with a 29.46. 5 ladies sub 30 here on heat number 2 of the 200 butterfly. Halfway through, the lead's in lane 2, a 103.02 from Martina Perroni of Duke University. Perroni, a finalist at the ACC Championships in the 200 butterfly. Best time in this event, a 2:12.49. Perroni seated with a short course yards time of 1:55.19. Final turn, and another new leader, Caroline Shebley. Shebley of Wolfpack Elite, NC State University. 34.6 on that third 50. It looks like she's still got a slight edge ahead of Summerstad and Perroni in lanes 3 and 2. Final 5 meters here, heat number 2. And the heat win is a 2:13.69 belonging to Caroline Shebley of Wolfpack Elite. Top time of the morning so far. Heat 3. Heat 3 of the women's 200 butterfly underway. Maggie Shallow of Irvine Nova Aquatics in 1. Abby O'Sullivan of Mission Viejo in 2. Kelsey Zhang of Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics in lane 3. Eleanor Sun of Nation's Capital in 4. Casey Cullen of Auburn University in 5. Audrey Daravo of the Jersey Wahoos in lane 6. Caroline Bricker of Pikes Peak Athletics in 7. And Zoe Dixon of the University of Florida is in lane 8. It's Caroline Bricker with the lead, 28.93. Our first sub-29 lead-off split belonging to the 18-year-old from Pikes Peak Athletics out of Colorado in lane 7. Five 18-year-olds in this third heat. But the eligibility requirement for those World Juniors is your age by the end of the year. Bricker and O'Sullivan do qualify for that. Zoe Dixon in lane 8, some outside smoke for the Gator out of the University of Florida. 101.94 on the first 100 meters. Dixon's 2:12.29. The NCAP Elite qualifier in 2021, her personal best. She continues to lead, 34.04 on that third 50, fastest split in the field. The gap between her and Bricker now north of a full second. 1.2 seconds between Dixon and Bricker. Top time so far, a 2:13.69. Charge coming in lane 3 from Kelsey Zhang, the 15-year-old. But it'll be too little too late as Zoe Dixon will win heat number 3. And we'll post our new top time at a 2:10.75, knocking a second and a half off of her personal best. (2:13.42). Caroline Bricker in second. Zhang in third with a 2:13.43. Heat 4. Heat number 4, women's 200 butterfly underway. Lainey Kruger of Northern Kentucky Clippers in 1. Campbell Stoll of Elmbrook Swim Club in 2. Mackenzie McConaughey, Wisconsin Aquatics in 3. Hannah Shimizu Bowers of Badger Swim Club in 4. Julia Heimstead of Arizona Elite in 6. Lily Derivo of Bulldog Swimming in 7. And Sarah Stotler of Tennessee Aquatics is in lane 8. The leads in 6. It's Heimstead of Arizona Elite out in a 29.24. She's got 0.4 of a second lead over McConaughey in lane 3. Zoe Dixon's 2:10.75, our top time, and by quite a bit. 2.5 seconds separates her from the rest of the field as we hit heat number 4. Our official halfway point of the event was right there. And the lead continues to be in lane 6. Heimstead out in a 1:02.06. (2:12.85), Heimstead's best time, her seed time. Swam that at the Arizona Southwest Classic in about a week and a half ago. Continues to lead, looking very strong, 1:37.13 at the 150-meter mark. She was out about a half a second faster than her PR pace from a few weeks ago. Can she hold on to the lead? Final 50 meters here. Top times at 2:10.75. Will we see a new top time? Can anyone pass Heimstead on the final 50 meters? Looks like quite a few will make the pass, and it looks as if Sarah Stotler will get her hands on the wall first. That is the case. 2:12.04. Stotler splitting a 34.3 on those final 50 meters. Lainey Kruger with a 2:12.68 finishes in second, and a 2:13.96 for McConaughey in third. Heat 5. Heat 5, women's 200 butterfly underway. First of our circle-seeded heats in the water. Grace Shipley of Wolfpack Elite in 1. Hannah Bellard of Club Wolverine in 2. Katie Grimes of the Sandpipers of Nevada is in lane 3. Dakota Luther of Longhorn Aquatics in lane 4. Kelly Pash, also of Longhorn Aquatics, is in 5. Megan Van Berkom of University of Minnesota in 6. Family YMCA's Abby Harder in 7. And Alyssa Graves of Ohio State is in 8. The leads in 4. Dakota Luther out in a 28.81. Her personal best came at the 66 National Championships at 2:07.02. And she is building on her lead on this second 50. At the 100-meter mark, she's out at a 1:00.70, ahead of PR pace for Dakota Luther. Second place is Pash with a 1:01.63. She too is a full second ahead of her personal best pace. Luther, the 12th fastest woman in American history in this event. Pash also cracking the top 25, 22nd all time. Here's the final turn in our 5th 200 butterfly. 133.38 the split. Still ahead of PR pace is Luther, making a charge. And she still continues to outsplit the rest of the field. Trying to reel her in is Pash. Pash typically finishes the 200 butterfly with a flurry of speed. We'll see if it's enough to catch her teammate. Final few strokes here. Heat number 5 wrapped up. And it's a 2:07.55. Our new top time of the morning belongs to the Longhorn, Dakota Luther. Kelly Pash with a 2:08.40. Only 0.2 of a second off of her personal best. She is second overall. And third in the heat and third overall, 2:09.84 for Katie Grimes. Those are your top 3 ladies with 2 heats remaining. Heat 6. Heat 6. Second to last heat of these 200 butterfly prelims for the women. Leah Gingrich of Keystone Aquatics in lane 1. Callie Dickinson of Athens Bulldog Swim Club in 2. Alex Shackle of Carmel Swim Club in 3. Haley Flickener of Sun Devil Swimming in 4. Tess Howley of Long Island Aquatic Club in 5. Rachel Klinker of California Aquatics in 6. Amanda Ray of the University of Florida in 7. And Jenna Bridges of Louisiana State University in lane 8. Shackle with the lead, 28.49 on that first 50 meters. Shackle a top 10 all-time performer. NAG rankings for 15-16s. The 16-year-old's 2:08.68. Swum at the 2023 Indy Spring Cup. Has been on form and is already leading the World Championships silver medalist Haley Flickener, who's in lane 4. Flickener moving from 4th to 3rd on that second 50 with a 32.6, but it's a astounding 31.8 from Alex Shackle out in a 1:00.34 on the first 100 meters. Tess Howley in second, 1:01.48 for her. That actually is dead on to the 100th with her personal best, a 2:08.07 for Howley. Final turn, more of the same. Shackle leads the way, 1:33.26, a 32.9. She's outsplit by Flickener, but she's turning in an absolutely astonishing performance right now. Shackle seated with a 2:08.68, showing no signs of slowing. Here comes a charge in lane 5 from Tess Howley as we hit the final 15 meters here. Heat number 6, women's 200 butterfly. Dakota Luther's 2:07.55, the top time so far. Final stroke. And the heat wins at 2:07.95. That'll be second overall with 1 heat remaining. A new best time for Alex Shackle. And that moves her up to 6th all-time in national age group rankings for 15, 16, 200 butterfly American history as she wins this heat. Unofficially, Hallie in second with a 2:09.07. Results of Heat 6 are unofficial pending video review. Buckner's 2:08.64 good now for a second in the heat and puts her 4th overall with 1 heat remaining. Heat 7. Seventh and final heat of the women's 200 butterfly. Lainey Mullins of the Suburban Seahawks Club in 1. Lucy Bell of Alto Swim Club in 2. Emma Sticklin of Longhorn Aquatics is in lane 3. Reagan Smith, your American record holder of Sun Devil Swimming, is in lane 4. Her teammate from Sun Devil Swimming, Lindsay Looney, in 5. Justina Cousin of Trojan Swim Club in lane 6. Billy Hartman of Crow Canyon Sharks in 7. And Carly Cronk of Alamo Area Aquatics in lane 8. Smith out in a 28.19, leading the way. Set that American record at the Arizona Sun Devil Open mere weeks ago, 3 weeks to be precise. The American and U.S. Open record holder leading the way. Seemingly creating records at every stop. And she's only a 1/10 of a second off of her American record pace after 100 meters here in the prelims. Heat number 7, Reagan Smith, 2:03.87. She's the 4th fastest woman in history with that time. What does she have in store? Fastest this season in the world is Reagan Smith. Will she put it in cruise control? 1:32.79 does seem exactly to be one she's done. 33.1 on that third 50. Still the fastest split in the field. But Reagan Smith looking cool, calm, and collected. Dakota Luther's 2:07.55 from Heat 5. Still your top time so far this morning. Here comes a big final 50 from Emma Sticklin in lane number 3. Sticklin 2:08.41. Her personal best and seed time, but it's going to be Reagan Smith, 2:06.80, the top time so far this morning. She will be our top seed. Unofficially, Lindsay Looney in 3rd with a 2:08.67, just being outtouched by Emma Sticklin's 2:08.61. Sticklin only 0.2 of a second off of her personal best. All right, let's take a look now, ladies and gentlemen. There are your A finalists in the women's 200 butterfly, led by Reagan Smith. Joining her, Dakota Luther, Alex Shackle, Kelly Pash, Emma Sticklin, Haley Flickener, Lindsay Looney, and Tess Howley. B finalists on the board: Grimes, Cousin, Dixon, Van Berka, Klinker, Hartman, Harder, and Graves took a 2:11.78 to make it back. C finalists also on the board: Bellard, Stotler, Bell, Kruger, Gingrich, Dickinson, Ray, and Bricker. And as we mentioned earlier, your D finalists have to be tabulated over the next few minutes. Make sure to check in with results at a later moment. Current time, ladies, 10:23. You have 30 minutes to declare your intentions.
Heading now into event number 2, men's 200-meter butterfly, 6 heats to be contested, where the world record of 150.34 established in 2022 by Milot Kristov of Hungary. The American record 151.51 that belongs to Michael Phelps, established in 2009. Heat 1. Heat 1, lane 1. Spokane Waves Aquatic Team, Michael Hochwald. 2, University of Notre Dame, Tate Bacon. 3, Baylor Swim Club, Drew Hitchcock. 4, Longhorn Aquatics, Ryan Brannon. 5, Swim Atlanta, Sebastian Sergile. 6, Rockville Montgomery, Adriano Ariotti. 7, University of Florida, Billy Jones. Brandon of Longhorn through the first 50 at a 26.48, continues to lead with a fastest 100 split, 56.73 out of lane 4. He leads Drew Hitchcock, lane 3, Baylor Swim Club, 56.85, followed by Sergile of Swim Atlanta, lane 5, 57.12. (2024) Olympic trial qualifying standard 200.49 for the men's 2 fly. U.S. Open record and long course national record 152.20 set in 2008 by Michael Phelps. It's Hitchcock taking over on the third 50, 30.9 out of lane 3 and a 127.8 as he turns for home. Leaning Brandon in 4, Sergile in 5. Ariotti in 6, Jones in 7. Strong final length from them, with Hitchcock taking the first win in the men's event. 159.13 out of Heat 1, ahead of Ryan Brandon, 159.59. And third is Ariotti, lane 6, 201.21. 8-2. Swimmers now in our second of 6 heats. Lane 1, Kentucky Aquatics, Ryan Marani. 2, Schrader YMCA Swim Team, Jack Lustig. 3, Ohio State University, Chachi Gustafson. 4, Tualatin Hill Swim Club, Diego Nosek. 5, Ohio State University, Caleb Ellis. 6, Aggie Swim Club, Trey Dickey. 7, Mason Manarays, Gibson Holmes. Lane 8, Auburn University, Mason Matthias. Marani in 1 for Kentucky Aquatics jumps on the opening 100 with a 56.15 to lead Lustig in lane 2. He's in second. Across the pool, third is Matthias, 56.7 at the halfway point. So the outside lane's taking care of business here in heat number 2, trying to beat the 159.1 from Hitchcock in our first heat, and there's a 159.01. Ryan Marani takes over the leaderboard through heat number 2. Winning time here, 159.01, ahead of your second place finisher, Mason Matthias in lane 8, 159.90. Just out touching Jack Lustig at 159.92 for Schrader YMCA. Heat 3. Heat 3. Third of 6 heats underway in the men's 200-meter butterfly at lane 1. Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics, Arthur Balfa. 2, unattached, Harry Homans. 3, University of Louisville, Tommy Breed. 4, Dallas Mustangs, Cotton Fields. 5, University of Michigan swim team, Tyler Ray. 6, University of Minnesota, William Christensen. 7, Lakeside Aquatic Club, Cooper Lucas. 8, Auburn University, Evan McInerney. Cooper Lucas at the 50. At the 100, it's Harry Homans in lane 2, 56.19. Pretty similar splits that we've seen from the leaders in the first 2 heats. Lucas a 56.5 in second. Third, Balva, lane 1, 56.6. Lucas with a 31.0 on the third 50, reclaims the lead. Also a strong push there from Tommy Breed in lane 3, 30.9 over the third 50. He gets into the top 3 in this race. About 20 meters remaining here. Lucas, the 17-year-old, on lane 7, 2:00:06 entry time. And it looks like Cooper Lucas in lane 7 will take the victory. He does in a 1:59.61, fourth fastest effort of the morning in the men's 2 fly. And the best time for Lucas getting under that 2-minute mark. Second place, William Christensen, 2:00 flat. Third place, Cotton Fields, lane 4, 2:00:04. Results of heat number 3 are unofficial. And results pending review, heat 3 results. Heat 4. There we go into the first of our circle-seated heats for event number 2. Lane 1, Evolution Racing Club, David Schmidt. 2, Wolfpack Elite, Noah Bowers. 3, from the YMCA Cavalier is Thomas Heilman. 4, California Aquatics, Gabriel Jett. 5, Sun Devil Swimming, Chase Kalish. 6, University of Florida, Jason Crawford. 7, Minnesota, Kaiser Neverman. 8, Kentucky Aquatics, Jackson Musler. Heilman through the first 50 at a 25.68, 54.39 at the halfway point for the 16-year-old in lane 3, currently number 3 all-time in the 15-16 rankings, with his entry time of 156.52, that national age group record 155.21, currently belonging to Luca Orlando. Jet of California, second from lane 4, 54.60 at the turn. Then Neverman from 7th. Kalish now moves up into 3rd place, 30.06. He matches the speed from Thomas Heilman over the 3rd length of the pool. Thomas Heilman of lane 3. 156.5 entry time, looking strong here in the preliminaries. Chasing that NAG record, 155.2. And with a morning swim of 155.11, Thomas Heilman unofficially posting a new national age group record for the 15-16 200-meter butterfly. Chase Kalish, 156.44, good for second, and third, Gabriel Jet, 157.24. Heat 5. Heat 5 swimmers, lane 1, California Aquatics, Jason Lauser. 2, Dynamo Swim Club, Connor Lemestre. 3, Sun Devil Swimming, Alex Colson. 4, Mission Viejo, Trenton Julian. 5, Carmel Swim Club, Aaron Shackle. 6, Team Triumph, Jack Dahlgren. 7, California Aquatics, Dare Rose. 8 from California is Colby Mefford. Julian in lane 4, your number 2 seed in this event at 154.22. He was a member of the 2022 World Championship team for USA Swimming in this 200-meter butterfly event. Top 3 or 4 swimmers here pretty tightly bunched at the 100-meter with Jack Dahlgren turning first out of lane 6, 54.80. Then Rose of Cal, 54.89, and a 55 flat from Julian in 4. .30.2 over the third 50 from Julian. He moves into second. Jack Dahlgren, still your leader from lane 6. Between them, Aaron Shackle. He comes in at 155.81. That has him at number 4 all-time, I believe, in the 17-18 age group rankings. Or correction, number 5 all-time. And here comes Dahlgren at 155.72, second fastest time of the morning thus far. Trenton Julian second, 156.38. Third goes to Shackle at a 156.78. And with that effort, that'll put Dahlgren, Julian, and Shackle at 2, 3, and 5 overall with 1 heat remaining. Heat 6. Sixth and final heat for event number 2. Lane 1, University of Michigan swim team Connor Hunt. 2, University of Florida, Mason Lauer. 3, Cardinal Aquatics, Nicholas Albiero. 4, Mason Manta Rays, Carson Foster. 5, Cardinal Aquatics, Zach Harding. 6, Longhorn Aquatics, Sterling Crane. 7, Wolfpack Elite, Aiden Hayes. Lane 8, Indiana Swim Club, Brendan Burns. Foster 25.10 on the opening 50. Back in a 28.5 and a 53.6 at the halfway turn from Carson Foster. Leading Albiero of Cardinal in lane 3 by over 0.6 of a second. Third out of lane 5, Zach Harding, Tokyo Olympian in this event. .29.6 on the third 50 from Foster, and Harding stays with him with a 29.8. He moves up into second. Aiden Hayes also showing great speed on the third 50. 3 swimmers sub 30 seconds on that effort. As we keep a close eye here on Carson Foster, he has surged to number 5 in the world rankings this year. 153.67 his entry time. Also has him as the number 3 American all-time in this event. And Foster turns in a 154.30, unofficially the top qualifying time in the men's 200-meter butterfly. Zach Harding second, 155.48. And touching third, lane 2, Mason Lauer home in a very strong 30.8 to finish at 155.97. As we wrap up the preliminaries in the men's 200-meter butterfly, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for all the athletes this morning in the 200-meter butterfly. As we turn to the Omega scoreboard and your results summary, there's the championship final. Carson Foster leads the way, 154.30. That is not a championship meet record. Then it's Heilman, Harding, Dahlgren, Lauer, Julian, Kalish, and Hayes, 8th at 156.71. Into the B final, Shackle leads the way, 56.78, followed by Rose, Jett, Neverman, Albiero, Colson, Lemaistre, and Bowers, 16th at 158.24. C final now showing, led by Jason Lauser of California, 158.38. Schmidt, Mefford, Marani, Hitchcock, Brandon, Lucas, and Brendan Burns, Indiana, 159.71. Gets in 24th. We'll have D finalists for you once they are available. Swimmers, the time is now 10:48. You have 30 minutes in which to declare.
Well, as we prepare for our next event, the women's 100-meter freestyle, let's check out some of the records. World record owned by Sarah Sjöström of Sweden, a 51.71. Simone Manuel, the American record holder, at a 52.04, as well as the U.S. Open record and championship record holder, 52.54. Those set back in 2018. This morning we'll have 9 heats in the women's 100 freestyle. Heat 1. Heat 1, women's 100 freestyle. Hodges in 1, Crush, Christopherson, Skirball, Lossaweri, Berglund, Kindle, and Thomas joining in the rest of the field. And all 18 and under, heat number 1 here. .26.87, Zoe Skirball of Racer X Aquatics leads the way. Seed with a 55.98. The 18-year-old has about a 0.02 of a second lead over Katie Christopherson of Swim Atlanta. Christopherson in 3, looks like she has taken the lead as we hit the final 5 meters here in heat number 1. Christopherson will win it at a 55.99, sliding under 56 for the first time and posting the top time in our Heat 1 of the women's 100 free. Heat 2. Heat 2 in the water. Here are your swimmers. King in 1, Carlson 2, Tierney 3, Reinstein 4, Walsey 5, Larson 6, Cousin 7, and Turok in 8. .26.45, Lily King, the 16-year-old from Mount Pleasant Aquatic Club, LILY, out in a 26.45, leading the way. She's got a 1/10 of a second lead over Reinstein in lane 4. Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics 22-year-old. Back half King looks like she still has a slight edge as we hit the final 5 meters here in heat number 2. Maybe it's lane number 6, however. And it is Caroline Larson jumping to the finish with a 55.93, top time through 2 heats. 56.06 for Turok in second and 56.26 for Reinstein in third. Heat 3. Heat 3, women's 100 freestyle underway. In the water, Newman, Davidson, Mintinko, Ulett, Ridgenauer, Shaw, McCarty, and Crush. Heat number 3 of 9, halfway through, 26.65, Tristan Ulett of the University of Louisville just leads her teammate Christiana Rage now in lane 5. She's got 0.04 of a second to make up on her teammate Ulett in 4. Ebony McCarty in lane 7 was in third at a 27.10 at the 50. Here comes lane 1 as well. Claire Newman trying to charge, but it's Ulett and Ridgenauer, the Cardinals, both in the lead, and it's Ridgenauer with the heat win, 55.54. Ulett with a 55.59. Those are our top 2 times through 3 heats. Third place, a 56.28 for Maddie Mintinko of Pikes Peak Athletics. A 15-year-old in lane 3 finishes in third. Heat 4. Heat 4 in the water. Swimming, Fulton in 1, Johnson, Tilton and Flynn, Sawicki, Kronk, Tang, and Gormson. 50 meters down, and the lead is a 26:43 for Michaela Cronk of the University of Florida in lane 6. Cronk leads Lindsay Flynn of the University of Michigan swim team by just over a 1/10 of a second. Sawicki was in 3rd at the 50. The field stays tightly bunched here as we go under the flags. Heat number 4, women's 100 freestyle wrapping up. And the heat wins a 55:67. Michaela Cronk of the University of Florida winning the heat. 55:68 for Gormson in 2nd, and a 55:75 for Tang in 3rd. Heat 5. Heat 5 of 9 here in the women's 100 freestyle underway. Swimming, Bray, Dennis, Cooper, Scott, Duluth, Christensen, Partey, and Peplowski. Heat 5 wrapping up. Heat win is in lane 8, a 54:63. Our first sub-55 performance turned in by Anna Peplowski of Indiana Swim Club. 2nd place in the heat, a 54:85. Grace Cooper, 2nd overall with 4 heats remaining, and then a 55:23 for Gabby Duluth, finishing in 3rd. Heat 6. Heat 6 in the water. Swimming, Welch, Pagel, Novaline, Madden, Burkhoff, Zinnik in 7, and Ivy in 8. Final race before our 3 circle-seated heats to round out the women's 100 freestyle. 50 meters down, Burkhoff with a 25:94. Burkhoff of Wolfpack Elite in lane 5. Catherine Burkhoff seeded with a 54:94. Top time is Peplowski's 54:63. Will that hold up? Burkhoff trying to take the lead. 54:27 for Catherine Burkhoff, knocking almost 7/10 of a second off of her seed time to become our top time, with 3 heats remaining in the women's 100 freestyle. Heat 7. Heat 7, women's 100 freestyle in the water. Nelson, Norman, Duluth, Hines, Walsh, Mush, Shackle, and Hayes. Natalie Hines, the Olympian, seated with a 53:53, one of the 15 fastest women in American history in this event. 50 meters down, it's Gretchen Walsh, 25-28 on the way out for Walsh. She's a quarter of a second under her personal record pace, her personal best of 53.74. Walsh, the 20th fastest woman in American history, looking to make a statement here in the prelims. Keep an eye on lane 3. Katie DeLoof also trying to make up some ground. Final 5 meters. But it'll be Gretchen Walsh. It's 53.64, a new best time for Gretchen Walsh, and our new top time. Right in lane number 5 here in heat 7. 53.91. Katie DeLoof dipping under the 54 mark to become second overall. Shackles 54.22, third place in the heat, is third overall with 2 heats remaining. Heat 8. Second to last, women's 100 freestyle in the water, swimming Spink, Fulmer, Gimmel, Weitzel, Brown, Smalika, Stepanek, and Sims. An absolutely stacked preliminary session in the women's 100 freestyle. And right now it's shaping up to be somewhere in those low 54s if you're going to make it into that A final. 25.02 for Abby Weitzel. Her personal best of 52.99 set at the 2020 Olympic Games. Weitzel, a finalist at the international team trials a year ago in Greensboro, North Carolina, looking to lead this heat, maybe post our top time. She touches with a 52.92, a new best time for Abby Weitzel, and our top time of the morning so far, and by quite a bit. Weitzel now tied with Tori Husk as the 5th fastest woman in American history, and she leads with 1 heat to go. Heat 9. Final heat of the women's 100 freestyle in the water. We've already had plenty of excitement. Will we cap it off with an amazing heat number 9 in the water, doing just that? Posh, Albiero, Douglas, Husk, Curzan, Parker, Palace, and Wilson. Final women's race of the morning. 25.31. Tori Husk leads the way. She's out a 1/10 of a second faster than her personal best, which she swam at the World Championships a year ago when she earned that bronze medal. 52.92, her personal best. We just saw Weitzel post a 52.92. Look out, here comes Kate Douglas in lane number 3. The NCAA champion on her way. 52.98. Douglas also getting under the 53 mark. But it'll be Weitzel, your top seed, heading into tonight's A final in the women's 100 freestyle. Husk with a 53.67 in second and a 54.15 for Maxine Parker. Will that get them in to our A final? Let's take a look. There they are, your A finalists. That is not a championship record, but Weitzel is your top seed. Joining her, Kate Douglas, Olivia Smaliga, Gretchen Walsh, Tori Husk, Katie DeLoof, Maxine Parker, and Bella Sims. 54.18 to make the A. Alex Shackle sits atop the B final. Joining her, Gimmel, Burkhoff, Albiero, Nelson, Mush, Curzan, and Hines. A tie there at 54.52 for 16th. Hines and Fulmer in the C final. Poplawski, Stepanek, Pankel, Cooper, Palace, Hayes, and Zenik. 55.05 to guarantee yourself a second swim. It'll take us just a few moments to tabulate the D final. We'll let you know who made that in just a few moments.
Event 4, men's 100-meter freestyle. Long course national record is a 47.39, first established by Ryan Held in 2019 and then equaled by Caleb Dressel in 2021. We'll have 8 heats in this event. Heat 1. First of 8 heats in 1. Dillingham, Lee in 2, 3 Zhao, 4 Jones, Battaglini in 5, 6 Wimberly, 7 Buff, lane 8 is Crush. Jacob Wimberly in lane 6, Texas Ford Aquatics, 50.78 his entry time here, being challenged by lane 4, Keaton Jones at the final touch. And it will be Keaton Jones. Swim Neptune. 50.05 to set the pace in the men's 100-meter freestyle. Wimberly second, 50.35, right ahead of Jason Zhao. Lane 3 from the Rays with a 50.37. Heat 2. Second of 8 heats. Taking a look here at Harrington in 1, 2 is Duncan, 3 Tap, Whitfield in 4, 5 is White, 6 Foot, 7 German Prey, lane 8 Shot. That's Brendan Whitfield in lane 4, 23.42 from Lynchburg YMCA swim team. 18-year-old leading the way here. And this is Hunter Tap now in lane 3, Wolfpack Elite. Tap in 3, Whitfield in 4. The final touch will go to Hunter Tap, 49.40 to get the win out of heat number 2, the first sub, the 50-second swim. Second, Brendan Whitfield, and third is Cade Duncan with a 49.85. 4 swimmers sub 50 seconds, including White as well from lane 4, 49.86. Coaches, your attention please. We are looking for Indiana Swim Club and Long Island Aquatics to the resolution desk, please. Indiana Swim Club, Long Island Aquatics to the resolution desk. Heat 3. Third of 8 heats, we see Sauls in 1, Connery in 2, Henderson in 3, Smith 4, Samuels in 5, Williamson in 6, Williams in 7, Hills in 8. First 50, Noah Henderson, lane 3, 23.23 from Wolfpack Elite. Short course yard entry times for these gentlemen. Henderson 42.15. Here comes Maximus Williamson, lane 6, Lakeside Aquatic Club, entered with a 42.49. Williamson pulls away in the final 15 to take the win with a 49.00. That'll put Williamson into the top 7 all time. That should move Williamson into number 2 all-time in the 15-16 age group, trailing only the NAG record of 48.81 from Kai Winkler. Heat 4. So through 3 heats of racing in the men's 100-meter freestyle, already 9 swimmers sub 50 seconds. Keaton Jones sitting in 10th with a 50.05. And lane 4, lane 1, Mulachek, 2, Dolan, 3, Bustos, 4, Brunzel, 5, Morris, 6, Downing, 7, McCarty. Lane 8 is Hoover. With the first 50 going to Jack Dolan at 23.20. Sun Devil swimming. Dolan entered at 49.7. Entry times for this field ranging from 49.71 to 49.83. Gator Swim Club to the resolution desk, please. A representative from Gator Swim Club to the resolution desk. Thank you. And our first sub 49 second effort comes from Reese Brenzel. Lane 4, Athens Bulldog Swim Club takes the win here with a 48.79. Dylan Downing second, 49.05. Third, Sam Hoover, 49.44. Heat 5. Heat 5 and 1 McGahee, 2 Novak, 3 Jensen, 4 Cheney, 5 Miller, 6 Eastman, 7 Cotter. Lane 8 is Deal. (23-13) from Adam Cheney of Florida. Lead split at the 50 ahead of Daniel Deal, 23-33 in lane 8. The 17-year-old entered at a 49.71. Cheney comes in at 49.25. Still Cheney with the lead. Luke Miller, lane 5, NC State and Wolfpack Elite, giving chase there with the win going to lane 8. Daniel Deal, 49.23. That'll put Deal into number 5 in the overall standings. Adam Cheney second, 49.29. Third, Jensen of Cal, 49.36. Heat 6. So taking a look at the performance there for Daniel Deal, that'll tie him for 10th in the 17-18 national age group rankings, tied with Henry McFadden, 49.23. Taking a look now at our first circle seated heat, heat number 6 of 8, lane 1, Hobson, 2, Salmon, 3, Smith, 4, Curry, 5, Armstrong, 7, Aikens. Lane 8 is McFadden, with Patrick Salmon, Sun Devil Swimming, taking the lead of 23 flat at the 50 meter. Here comes Brooks Curry in lane 4. Kieran Smith in 3. Those look to be your top 3, and they are, with Salmon getting the top finish, a 48.46. He is your top qualifier with 2 heats remaining. Kieran Smith second, 48.58. Third, Brooks Corey at 48.63, just ahead of Hunter Armstrong, 48.65. Heat 7. Swimmers now in heat 7, and 1 is Heilman, 2 Alexi, 3 Rest, 4 Held, 5 Kibler, 6 Lasko, 7 House, lane 8 is Boyle. And what is turning in to be a very competitive preliminary session in the men's 100-meter freestyle. Ryan Held with a lead of 22.50 at the turn. Salmon, the top qualifier so far, at 48.46, and Held with a 47.63. Just off his meet record time of 47.39. And that'll put Held at number 5 in the world standings for this season. Alexi and Lasko also under 48 seconds, with Alexi turning in a 47.75 and Lasko 47.87. Those are your top 3 qualifiers. 1 heat to go. Heat 8. Eighth and final heat in 1 McDuff, 2 Penfold, 3 King, 4 Dressel, 5 Casas, 6 Kulo, 7 Maurer, 8 is Giuliano. First 50 goes to Matt King in lane 3, 22.65. Followed by Chris Giuliano of Notre Dame in lane 8, 22.85. Kulo in third, the 18-year-old out of Sun Devil Swimming, number 2 all time for the 17-18 age group. And Matt King, Texas Ford Aquatics, throws down in the morning with a 47.93, becoming our 4th sub 48-second swim in the preliminaries. Second, McGuire McDuff at 48.08. Third, Chris Giuliano, 48.17. That should sneak Giuliano right into the championship final as we conclude the prelims in event number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for all the athletes. There's your championship final, led by Ryan Held, 47.63. Alexi, Lasko, King, McDuff, Rest, Giuliano, and Drew Kibler. Carmel Swim Club qualifies 8th with a 48.37. Patrick Salmon leads the B final at 48.46. Smith, Curry, Armstrong, Penfold, Branzel, Kulo, and Hobson 16th from Texas with a 48.92. C finalists led by Akins at 48.93. Casas, McFadden, Williamson, Downing, Maurer, Connery, and Heilman rounds out the top 24 with a 49.20. Simply brilliant 100-meter freestyles across the board today from USA Swimming. Congratulations, gentlemen. That does it for the morning session. We'll be back for afternoon distance freestyle at 3:29 with heat 1 of the women's 800-meter. We'll have 3 heats of women's 800-meter before we get to the men's 1500-meter. 3:55 start time for that event number 6. Then we'll alternate genders to the end of the session. Coaches, we have a scheduled start time of 11:48 for time trials. Time trial heat sheets are available at the resolution desk, and we are still looking for a representative from Gator Swim Club as well regarding a potential swim off. Gator Swim Club to the resolution desk, and coaches, once again, 11:48 will be the start time for the time trial session.